What's up, y'all? Day number 38 here. Ravens out and about. We got this big win on the table. It's time to keep it going. We're gonna try to hit 1600. C4, let's play E5. Just testing some things out. Knight F6. Gonna play Bishop B4. Gonna try to take on C3. Knight D5. That's an interesting move. Let's play Bishop C5. Drop the bishop back a little. I do not know any of this theory. I'm just assuming it works. Is he gonna blunder the mate? Didn't blunder the mate. But we have Queen C6. Queen C6 is a bit of an annoying move. Hitting the rook, he of course does not want to play F3. He's built his entire structure around the bishop coming to G2. Now I can play E4 though. What's his plan here? Knight G1? Knight G1, okay. This is a really weird position, honestly. I'm going to play Knight A6. This might be one of the weirdest moves I've ever made, but the idea is I'm waiting for him to play Bishop G2. If he plays Bishop G2, my knight is coming in. All right, he's going there. He's going there. This guy's playing well. This guy's playing like a top dog. Let's play Knight B4 anyway. If he moves this is mate. Okay, that's a really bad move. He should have played Knight C3. If he played Knight C3, my idea was I was going to do this. He takes, I take, he castles. His light scores are extremely weak there, but at the same time, my structure is ugly and the D3 apple will probably be lost eventually. Played D4 instead. We have several winning moves. This is the simplest. Rook is hanging. Knight check is threatened. Also, knight is hanging. Has to be the end of the game. End of the game on the spot. It's time to go.
Give him time, but there's no time. There's no time.
Or in Portuguese, it would be "Estamos na hora de ir." Y'all Brazilians can point me in the right direction with that. Did I say that correctly? Okay, let's go with the bird. We got two birds in a row, starting out. 1575, it's time to go. All right, we might be getting a bird aboard here. No bird aboard. Bishop G4. So I talk about this in my course. This is coming in the updates to my course. If you want to avoid this annoying variation, just play E3 move 2. And there's no way for them to recreate it. The only thing they can do here that's special about Bishop G4 is Knight D7. Because of course you can't play Knight D7 and then Bishop G4, obviously. Knight C6, well then this just turns into this. You need to be very careful here. If they take, they are threatening to push E5 immediately. You need to play Bishop B5 here. A lot of people misplay this position and they end up worse because the guy just takes and is able to push E5. E6, that's a mistake. Let's play H3, push the bishop around. We're going to take on C6 soon enough, chop the structure. Chop, chop, chop. It's time to go.
FTV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
It's time to go. Takes, okay, let's take here. Just ruin the structure while we can. There honestly wasn't any need for that, but it just simplifies the position drastically. So yeah, here, normally when you get this H3 move in, you want to be playing for G4, G5. Let's play B3 and Bishop B2. Ultimately, we're going to play G4, G5. This is going to be very interesting. I think black is going to be in a lot of trouble here. Rook G8, Knight C3, we're just going to castle. So on the one hand, Rook G8, he's sort of dealing with the problems at hand, but now where is his king going to go? His king is not nearly as safe as mine. I have healthy pawns here. He has this fractured structure. Just castle queenside. Bro is in a lot of trouble already. A5, we're just going to install the knight on A4. He has nothing to do with that pawn. Going to play D3, E4 next. He's completely shackled in here. It's really interesting. Of course, I would be doing, no matter how this opening was, I would be doing a lot of, I would be doing a massive sales pitch no matter what openings I played, just because, of course, the fact is I made a course. But I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. I really love these systems. Like, they're so unbelievably torturous for the opponent. It's so hard for them to manage anything. They can't muster anything. I guess the knight wants to come to C5. D3, he's going to play Knight C5. Yeah, he's trying to get the knight out. This little rascal. This rascal. What are we going to do here? Could play D4 to stop it, but that blocks up everything. We don't want to do that. Could play A3. Bishop goes back. I'm not really sure what I've accomplished, though, with that. Could play Bishop D4. Bishop d4 is very, very sophisticated. Let's go for it. Bishop d4. Idea of bishop g4 is very simple. If he plays knight c5, I can take with the bishop. And even if he tries to reinforce it, then I'll just trade the bishop for the knight, and he is never going to dislodge this knight. Now, this was the other thing. This initially was my main issue with this. Why did we allow this? Well, simply put, now whenever his king goes that way, it's going to be a lot weaker. When he plays c4, I can force things even more open with d3. Bro is going to have to pay the piper very soon. Also, his bishop might get trapped, as it did just now. c4. All right, now if I take here, actually, there is some attacking going on in that position. Do I want to play d3 first? We're going to play d3 first? Man, this is complicated. I think d3 first is better. d3 guarantees that my pieces are going to get open. I don't want to take here first. Sorry. I don't want to take here first and play d3 because then c3 locks a lot of my pieces back. And I could actually get into quite serious trouble there. Here, on the other hand, you know what? I'll just take the pawn. I'll be happy. I'm up a pawn. Nothing the matter with my position. Up a pawn. He hasn't been able to really pierce the structure at all. Bro can play c5. Dude, c5 is actually... This guy's playing very well. We might have to call Big Vlad. Dude is throwing all the pawns up the board. The idea is if I play e4, he plays d4 and keeps things blocked. But okay, e4, d4, we play e5. We hit the knight. Queen is hopping in for a late night stroll. It's time to go. We got to do that. Let's go, baby. Get me Vlad. Get me Vlad on line 1, e5. Knight b5, we have a check. Bro takes. We can even throw in a check here. King e7 takes, or I can just take on c5. Yeah, I'm up a pawn here. It's a little bit spicy, but I'm up a pawn. It looks like everything is going to be liquidating into an endgame. Have to be much better here. I do want to give my commendations, though, to this guy Esteban CJ14. He's playing a very good game at the moment. Such a good game. We might have to call the Vlad Master. Okay, so here, can I take, and then take? Yeah, that makes the most sense, right? Let's just take another pawn. And not let him get a pawn on c3 here. King is a little exposed here. King is a little exposed, but luckily for me, he's locked his pieces out. Play f5 here, continue attacking. I really want to take. All right, here we'll take and play. Actually, let me play queen g4 first. No, this is pretty wild, honestly. Like, look at this. If I take, his rook gets out. I'm not sure. Maybe he's cheating, honestly, because he's playing some fantastic moves at the moment. Let's play. Where am I going to go? It's a wild position, isn't it? That move, rook f8, that's unbelievably strong. I would bet this guy's cheating, honestly. I think he messed up in the opening. He got messed up in the opening and he started using a computer. Rook f8 is an unbelievably strong move. We're talking about true elite chess here. The classiest of classy. Okay, I'm going to play rook e1. We're waiting him out. If he plays queen c3, I can play queen b7. The idea of queen c3 is I'm going to take rook b8. Yeah, I think this dude is cheating. Dude wants to take on b3. Let's play queen e4. I guess dude is trying rook b3. I mean, this move in itself is not suspicious at all. That's a very logical looking move. It also covers b7. Here now he has some questions to answer though. I think he's too far lost to, even if he is using a computer. Queen c3, we're going to take, queen takes e6. King c6, we could throw in check. Let's go in there, but now I can just snatch another pawn. Yeah, if he takes on b3, we play queen a4. Bro is holding on very well, though. It's very impressive. Dude is really holding on in the feats of strength. Gonna take here. If he takes this way, we could take with the check. Yeah, he is in a lot of trouble here. I like rook f1. Rook f1 looks simplest. We're just going for a check. We're going to check on e7. This does not really do anything. It looks scary, but it doesn't do anything. No threats at the moment. Here d7 should end everything. This is really cool. Look at this. d7 takes, and I'm going to make a knight. I'm going to make a knight, and I'm winning the queen. Perfect. All right, it's time to go. 1584. Let's get it done. 1584. 3 birds. Amazing. 3 whites in a row. I have been blessed this game with 3 birds. It's time to go. It's really time to go. We got to get it going. This is going to be the shortest bird speedrun ever. I'm going up like 50 points. All right, we're going to play e4 here. Take the full center, obviously. Bishop b5. This has just turned into a fantastic king's gambit. This has turned into one of the best king's gambits you could ever get. They've played d6. They've locked their bishop out. A really terrible position for black already. Maybe not terrible. Terrible is an overstatement, but definitely worse. Takes. Let's play d4. We're going to probably take back on f4 here. Play knight c3, defend this. Dude is in a lot of trouble. We could play d5. He plays a6, bishop a4, b5. I'm not really sure what I'm doing there. Let's just take this pawn. I really don't want to allow this bishop to come to g4. We're going to play h3 first. Stop the bishop from g4. I guess he could try knight h5. Knight h5 would have actually been good. I think I definitely messed up there, because look at this. He plays knight h5, I go bishop h2, and he can play bishop h4 check. Tricky stuff. Bro plays bishop d7 instead. We'll castle. And this is really a challenge. Let's put the bishop on c4, b5. I guess he wants to take this pawn here. I guess he wants to take the pawn. I'm going to play bishop d3. He can't play b4 now and take the pawn. He has some massive questions to answer. Let's play a3 here. No knight b4. I'm really happy with my center at the moment. I'm going to play rook a1 shortly. Knight e7. Let's drop the bishop back to h2. Knight g6. Okay, he's going there. Let's just play e5 though. This knight, yeah, what is happening with this knight? Knight h5, we play g4. The game is just over. The game is really coming to an end. Yeah, it's really time to go. Time to pack things up, buddy. We're heading on out. We're getting our stuff in. We're building camp elsewhere. It's time to go. That guy, Claude, man. That guy had energy. Okay, let's play, what are we going to do here? Can I take on h7? Takes, king takes, knight g5, king g8. We take on f7 there. That almost works. Then he plays queen b6 check, though. That's the annoying part. That's the really annoying part. It takes almost... Why am I calculating this? Just play bishop e4 and be up a piece and be happy. Here I am trying to so seriously overcomplicate everything for no reason whatsoever. No reason. Not a reason in the world why you would overcomplicate it here. It's actually very fortunate that his bishop cannot come to c5. That would be a very painful awakening. Queen h6. What are we gonna do here? Okay, I can't play queen h4. I want to play queen h4 and bishop f4, but he throws in queen e3 check. Let's play rook d1, get a tempo on the bishop. Oh, he could take here. He takes there. Yeah, this dude has some tricks. We're gonna play queen h4, attacking this bishop. If he takes, I play bishop f4. That's what I'm going for. That's my MO here. Bishop f4, queen e6, we take. We're just going guns blazing for the attack. He could check, we take. I think this position has to be completely winning though. Too many pieces around his king. Something is about to blow. Even e6 here, because queen takes, I can take on h7. I guess e6, queen takes, we play knight g5. Yeah, e6, queen takes, knight g5, queen f6 takes, king h8, knight e4. Should end everything. All right, here... This has to be over. There has to be something here. Let's start with knight d5, get the knight a bit better. Queen comes to c5. I think bishop e3 just traps the queen. Yeah, but at the same time, I can't see anyone wanting to move their queen back here. I think he's going to play queen c5. I think he's about to get rocked. I think he's about to get rocked in the middle of the board. All right, queen a7. That's a more patient an understanding move, but unfortunately he is still losing. Let's go for a check. Check. If he takes, I'm going to play queen g4, queen f5. Very quick checkmate. It's time to go. I think he has to play king h8, but then we can just keep the pot stirring with rook d7. Of course, I could also take the rook. Yeah, actually, taking the rook is much simpler. Takes. I'm up like 3 pieces here. Here we throw in a check. And yeah, this is a very common idea. You get them to double their pawns, and then you just build a battery. And they have no way to blunt the battery now. No g-pawn to put on that square. Does he have any way to stop mate in 1? I don't see it. I think he could throw in a check with his queen here. Yeah, technically he gets like 2 or 3 moves. He can throw in a check, I take, and then he throws in a check, and I move back. He's out of checks, and then that is going to be mate. All right, nice. Perfect. 1590, we're getting up. 1590, it's time to go. Okay, we'll finish with the black game. We're only 16 minutes in, actually. What am I talking about? We can get a lot more games. Several quick games here tonight. It's time to go. Is he going to let me double the pawns? Let me double it. Yes, let me chop. We got the chop. It's the same old chop, just from different colors. Well, that's a terrible move. You can't be doing that. Very weak pawns here. Very weak pawns and a very weak square in front of them. We'll play d6 and knight c5 here. All right, let's play rook e8. Maintain the knight in place. d6. Dude has a really uncomfortable position here. We're going to try bishop f5 next. Bishop f5 could be very interesting. So here we have a very interesting idea. We could try g5, but these things get a bit bonkers for no reason. Let's just play queen f6. Load up on the c3 pawn. He plays knight d4. We can play knight takes c3. Queen takes, knight takes d4, and that should be the end of the game. Meanwhile, knight d4, knight takes c3. If he takes on c6, we take on e2. Yeah, I'm realizing now that as my rating's gone up, I have to calculate a lot more. I have to calculate much more. It is understandable. It's understandable and it makes so much sense, but even so, I'm observing it, and there's definitely a correlation. Let's put the knight on c5, attack the queen, defend the pawn. I want to bring the other knight here. He's going to play queen b2 to defend this pawn, then I play knight a5, and my other knight is trying to crash through on c4. Wild stuff at the moment. Truly spellbinding. Spellbinding chess. In the Dragon's Den. Let's play knight e5, attacking this. If he defends it with knight d2, we can take on e2. He has to try queen b4, but obviously that's not a square that he wants to put his queen on. I'll play b6 there. I think he has to try knight d4, unleashing on the rook. But in that position, I just move my rook. I can even play c6. Maybe not c6 yet. I could also play bishop e4. Yeah, this should be completely fine. Queen b4, b6, knight d4. I just bully him into a bishop trade. Well, this should be dead lost. What's he on about? I'm about to take on c4 anyway. Knight d3 is also a threat. These knights are really picture perfect here. Zooming in on tons of weak squares. I guess he could try queen b5. That shouldn't work. Which tactic is better? I have knight d3 or knight c4. Both of them work. Knight c4. He moves the queen. I take. I'm getting 2 pieces and a pawn for a rook. Meanwhile, if I play knight d3, he can't play queen b1 because then I'm x-raying him. I'll take a full rook. Dude has to play queen a1, which is a very hard move that I could ever imagine anyone making. Already for that reason, I'll play knight d3. I don't think he's going to play queen a1. He has to, though, to have any hope. But even then, I trade twice and I'm up a rook. Or I'm up an exchange. Such an uncomfortable position for him. Queen b4, okay, he just dropped the queen. We'll take. We'll take, and it's time to go. Yeah, should be getting a resignation here. Nice. Let's get it going. 1597, we're on the verge of 1600. We're on the cusps of greatness. I still have not lost a game. The only 2 games I lost one because I got disconnected, and I lost the other game to someone who was banned by chess.com. So we have yet to lose a game fairly. I should have taken here. I don't know why I didn't take. Definitely should have taken there. Okay, take. Let's ruin the structure. Play b3 here, bishop b2. We'll play h3 soon enough. The standard stuff. The standard fare. All right, here we'll play g4, push the bishop back. Maybe I should have waited about this a little bit. It's better to wait until they've castled this way, because then they can't really... If you wait for them to castle, then they can't go in for any sacrifice where they take here and then they try to pawn storm you. Let's play bishop b2. Bishop goes to d6, we have knight e5. Very tough position for him at the moment. Knight e5 hitting these two. e7 is just the wrong score on the board. The bishop needs to be on d6 trying to force through e5. Yeah, his position is getting unbelievably uncomfortable. Like already here, if he plays queen c7, I might even have h4. h4 is a really wild move. h4, we're playing for h5. If he plays h5, we play f5, bishop h7. Disastrous position. I'm not sure if I want to do that though at the same time, because it's really undermining my structure on the king side, and he has not committed his king here yet. I want to wait him out just a little longer. Let's play d3 here. Just continuing to wait him out. At the moment now, my knight is drilling into the square. I was in the middle of saying drilling and grilling. So this just came out. I wasn't able to speak clearly. But yeah, anyway, he can't play c4 and sabotage my structure. I could always take and then take with the knight. All right, so finally he castled here. Now that he castles, we can push h4. No concerns whatsoever. If he plays h5, we have f5. f5 is honestly a little risky though. I think after h5, probably best would be g5. g5, force the knight back, and then probably take on g6. He plays h6 here. Yeah, I'm thinking about these positions now. I remember them. I think I made a big mistake by castling. If there are positions I go over in my course where I just play knight d2 and castle queenside, and the game is just over. While here, white definitely has an advantage here, but it's not nearly as pronounced. White would just be completely winning, so that's another mistake. He needed to be very careful here. Now we play g5. He doesn't have h5 anymore. Bro does not have h5 anymore. Takes. And yeah, as we can tell, like if I just wasn't castled here, the game would already be over. My rook would be on the h-file, and I would be able to play queen h5. Like, as it stands, the position is still very good. What should I do now? Let's play king... King f2 is actually quite spicy. He plays f6. Let's play king g2. He's never going to be able to bring a piece over to this diagonal. Like a diagonal piece, a bishop or queen, I mean. Dude plays f6. We could play g6. Yeah, let's just play g6. He takes. I take. He takes. I'm going to throw in a check. Play rook h1. The game has to be over here. Let's start by actually taking with the bishop. I like that better. We take with the bishop. Queen is hit. He has some serious questions to answer at the moment. What is he going to do? I'm thinking about this now. I think bishop takes was a mistake. I should have taken here and then taken with this, and his pieces would have been completely dominated. I don't know why I didn't do that. That would have been so much simpler. I think white is still better, but it's not nearly as simple now. All right, we'll take. What is he going to do here? He should probably play king h8. Yeah, he's going to survive after king h8, but I am up 2 pawns now. I'm up 1 pawn. Yeah, I think definitely if we go over this with a computer, there was going to be a much simpler win here. Like, just imagine this position with a pawn being on e5 here. The f-file is open. All of these pieces are dominated. It would have just been so much more picturesque. As it stands, though, here, I think white is still winning. I do think we're still going to be breaking 1600. It's definitely time to go. It's 100% time to go. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. When am I going to break? When am I going to be able to end the speedrun? That is the question on everyone's minds. When am I going to be able to end the speedrun? At what point will I be able to make 2500? Let's take another pawn here. Now, not only were we winning a pawn here, but more importantly, we're taking away the f5 square from the knight. f5 would have been a great square for the knight. He could take, I'll take back with the knight, and immediately be threatening knight g6 stuff. Very uncomfortable position for him at the moment. He could take, and play rook f6. I play knight g6, he takes. I throw in a check, he takes. I play f5, he plays king g5. Yeah, that's not checkmate. I don't even know what's happening there. Knight f7. Knight f7 shouldn't be good. Knight f7 shan't be good. Just play rook h1. If I just hold on to this pawn, the game is over. Any endgame is just completely winning. If he takes, we can take with the knight. Also, even with the pawn. If he takes, maybe even better is knight h4, though. Knight h4, knight g6 is unstoppable there. Very, very testing position for him at the moment. I could easily see the game ending that way. He takes, I play knight h4, knight g6 is nearly unstoppable. He could try knight h6. Knight h6 would hold things off for a bit, but I could at least check and pick up an exchange before taking back here. All right, I'll take. If we trade the queens, things are going well. If we don't trade the queens, things are going well. So takes, and now this was the idea. I'm going to put my knight on h4. Knight is coming to g6. Unbelievably tough position. Outrageously tough position for him. Knight could also install itself on f5. So yeah, he could take this pawn, I play check, he goes king here, and I check, and I'm getting an exchange at least. Yeah, believe it or not, I think it's better for me to first play, rook g1, though. Yeah, because now king f3 is going to be a much bigger problem. His king is practically getting mated here. He'll have to start hemorrhaging a lot of material. This is wild. Rook c7, if I play king f3, then he blocks with a check. I take, he blocks with another check. He goes there. He's going there. He's going there. But, could play king f3. King goes to f7. We play rook h7. Dude is in massive trouble here. So I could play knight g6. Knight g6, he plays rook f7, though. He keeps everything under control. Do I not have anything here? No, look at this. f5 takes, king takes, and I play rook e7. His king is getting mated there. Just this type of position where his king is so crowded out, it just looks like there has to be some elegant solution. So this is picture perfect. e4. End of the game. King is completely trapped here. Rook is covering one side, other rook is covering the other, king is covering the last square. And that's it. That's the game. Perfect. We are at more or less 30 minutes here. 16:05, everyone. Pat yourselves on the back. It's been a great day. We all did a lot of work. And yeah, we're going to keep it going. Day number 39 will be up tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye then.